Hello guys, this is Caesar Creates and welcome back to my channel! And welcome back to the Elm Hill City Zoo, where we are creating a habitat for the African penguins. Just as I promised you guys in my last video, today we are adding another animal from the Africa pack to our zoo. So today it is time to add the lovely African penguins. Yeah, another habitat for a bird in this game. Last time we have built a habitat for flamingos in the Desert Adventure Park, and in case you haven't seen that video, I will put the link down in the description and on the screen because it was really good. I really loved it, and you guys I think liked it as well, judging by the comments, so thank you so much. And yeah, if you haven't seen that video, definitely go and check it out. So yeah, the African penguins. I was so excited when they were added to the game. Firstly, because they are another aquatic animals. I love all the aquatic animals in this game. And secondly, they're just they look super well in the game. The Frontier did such a well job like when creating them. Yeah, the model is just amazing. And also they're super interesting and very common in zoos. Actually, I have them, or my local zoo has them, so I've seen them a lot of times in my local zoo. Actually, one of them is really famous around the world because in my local zoo in Gdańsk we have an albino African penguin, so it is white basically. So yeah, and if I remember right, it is called kokosanka, which basically means something like coconut cake, because coconut cakes probably are white. So yeah, it is white, and it is like very rare for them to be albinos. And yeah, we have that one in here. So yeah, they're very exciting, and they're very playful. They swim a lot. So yeah, I was really happy when they were announced with a new pack. So yeah, today we are creating something very interesting for them, and I hope that you'll enjoy this video. So if you're a fan of Elm Hill City Zoo from the very beginning, I'm sure you remember how we created the penguin house for the king penguins. I actually started to record my videos right after the aquatic pack was released. So one of my first videos on the channel was creating a penguin house and a indoor habitat for the king penguins. So yeah, we had the penguin house here in the zoo, so why don't expand it and add the African penguins to it, so we have two species of penguins in one house. I thought that it is a really nice idea, so I did it. Unfortunately, I had to delete the info sign for the king penguins that I remember a lot of you really liked. So yeah, maybe I will now create some custom billboards for the king penguins as well. We will see, but yeah, I had to expand it somehow, so I chose to do it like in the back. I also wanted to make it like interesting. At first I thought about making an additional habitat just like in the opposite to the king penguins, so we have like those two habitats opposite to each other, but then I thought that it would be kind of boring, so I thought about creating a habitat with an underwater tunnel for the gas, so they basically can walk through the underwater tunnel just as you have those in aquariums and so on with sharks, when you are in this like tube or tunnel and they are swimming above you, and this is really like a very nice opportunity to see those animals dive and so on. But then I thought, okay, but I also want this gas to be able to see the land area for them, when they are not under the water, but they are eating or doing their stuff also on the land. So then I came up with this idea to make the water area for the penguins under the guest path, so that they could have like two separate habitats on the one side of the path and on the other. So that the guests will have a lot of viewing opportunities. They would be able to see them dive, and they also would be able to see a lot of land area for them, a lot of rocks when they are spending the time, and so on. I also remember how much time it took me while I was creating the king penguin habitat to like nail the height of the water, so that the guests will be able to see the penguins dive, but at the same time they are also able to see above like the land area. It is very, very common for zoos. I've seen penguins like shown like that in zoos. So yeah, I wanted to replicate that. I remember that it took so much time to like make it right the first time, so why not use it again here. So yeah, that's how I came up with this idea. The penguins have basically two habitats, and they can move from one to another under the path, by diving. They're totally doing so. It works really, really well. They also have a lot of water area thanks to this. They use it all the time. Actually, those penguins like spend a lot of time in the water, and I really, really love it, because honestly, they are diving all the time, they are swimming there, they're using the underwater feeder. So yeah, this is really, really nice, and I love how it is looking, and I really hope you guys will enjoy it as well. My habitats are often inspired by some habitats from the real life zoos. I look for inspiration online, or I draw the inspiration from my visits in zoo, but actually this one was not like inspired by anything. I just like imagined a nice penguin habitat that I will be able to create in this game, and I just went for it. I honestly know how more or less the penguin habitats look in the zoo, so I know that they always have a lot of rocks. They also have those small caves where they are sleeping and nesting, so I also wanted to make that. Really, really hope you guys will like it. I most certainly do. This is really nice. I think that it's like a typical penguin habitat in the zoo, maybe besides being the like two-part habitat or something, but you can always imagine that those are actually two different habitats for two different species of penguin. There are so many species of small penguins, like you have a chinstrap penguin, you have a Humboldt penguin, and so on. So it could totally be like the one is for one species and the other is for the. Also, I would love to have like a null path option or something like this. Like imagine if we could have like glass there, so the guests would be walking over the glass floor and would see the penguins diving like below them. That would be like super, super nice. So yeah, I remember I told you guys in one of the Desert Adventure Park videos that I really would love to have one-way paths, and I think that they would be just very, very helpful. But also I would love to have a null path option, so just something like we have with the barriers, that you can really see them but they are there. We could have something like that with the paths, so the guests will follow certain path but it would be invisible basically. So there you could just put the glass panels in there or something, and the guests would be able to walk over there and have those like very, very nice views for diving penguins, and I think that it would look so nice. But unfortunately we don't have it, so I had to go with the default path, but I think that this is something that I would really, really love to see in the game. So in order for it to work, I mean for the penguins to swim or dive from one part of the habitat to the other, I had to make sure that all the spaces are at least 4 meters deep and 4 meters wide. This is like the default size when you may want to make sure that the animals will be able to dive. It is like for all the aquatic animals, you always need to have those 4 meters in the depth, but also 4 meters like wide, from, for example, from the land area to the glass barrier or something. There needs to be just 4 meters. It seems a lot like for the small animals like penguins, but that's just the game mechanic, and I think that we cannot do anything about it. So yeah, if you want to be like sure that your animals will be able to dive and swim in places that you want them to swim, just make sure to grab like a default wall piece or something, that 4 meter wall, and check if they will be just able to do so. So to provide some natural light in this part of this penguin house, I use this glass curved roof, and I think that it really looks good in here. We also have some more lights, and I think that it looks really nice. At the beginning, I was making sure that all the walls and all the viewing areas, I mean those glass barriers or glass viewing panels, are at the same level, height and so on as with the king penguin habitat, because I wanted it to look cohesive, this whole building inside, so you just got the feeling that it was meant to be like that from the very beginning, that it wasn't actually expanded like we did here. So I copied some things that we've already created for the king penguins, for example the frame from the glass for the glass viewing panels and so on. In case you would like to see how we created those things initially for the first habitat, I would of course put the link on the screen now and in the description to this video. It was such a long time, but yeah, we did it. We did the first habitat, and in case you want to see, definitely go and do so. And don't be surprised that I sound totally different. I was so shy and so insecure. Those voiceovers were very stressful for me, so yeah, don't be surprised, but still the main purpose of this video was building, not me talking. So I hope that if you haven't seen that, you'll still enjoy it, and you will be able to see how this whole building has started and why we are now expanding it. So yeah, definitely go and check this video out if you weren't my subscriber back then. I think that when I uploaded the penguin habitat, we had 50 maybe subscribers, so you probably haven't seen that video. And yeah, this is actually so crazy, because back then we had around 50 and now we have almost 1,300 subscribers. So yeah, the channel has grown so much, and yeah, thank you guys for being here. This is so amazing. And thank you to all the new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. I hope you will enjoy my videos. I would like to invite you all to my Discord server. The link is down in the description. We can chat in there. You can share your creations. If you would like to show me what you did in the Planet Zoo or Prehistoric Kingdom, you can download my custom billboards from the server, or you can just tell me how your day went, or if you want someone to talk to, I am always there. So yeah, if you want to join our Discord server, you are welcome to do so. Again, the link is down in the description, so just click it and join. So yeah, as I told you, I was really excited about the addition of the African penguin to the game. I think that it is very unique one, because normally when you think of a penguin, you think of, you know, snow and cold climate, and actually those penguins live in Africa, so they're totally not living in any cold regions or anything. I would actually don't mind if they add more species of penguins. I don't think that it will happen, but I would love that. You have the very interesting chinstrap penguin, you have, like I said, Humboldt penguin. You also have penguins like little blue penguin and rock hopper penguin, which are very like unique and different. The little blue penguin is basically blue, and rock hopper has this like very distinguished you know, things on its head, like those feathers that form this like crown thing, and it looks really unique. As you can see, we are using a lot of rocks in here. I wanted to like mimic a bit the natural habitat of those penguins. They are living mostly on the cliffs and beaches and so on, so that was something that I was going for. I knew that I wanted to use desert rocks, but also a lot, as always, a lot of aquatic rocks, those fake rocks. And actually I found a really useful blueprint on the Steam Workshop. It is like the aquatic rocks that are painted in the exact colors of the rocks that we have in the game. For example, you know, desert rocks, temperate rocks, and it is so useful. In case you want to use it, I will put the link in the description so you can go and download it, because you know, thanks to that you can like mix those two kinds of rocks and they match really good together. They create those nice like rock structures. And this is what I used here. I used those rocks in the color of desert rocks, and I think that it looks really good. I also added some plants. I love those ponytail palm trees, so I had to use them here. I also added a lot of this new grass from the new Africa pack, because I also love it, and I think that it really suits this, you know, coastal regions of Africa. I think that it just, you know, the grass like that would grow in those areas. And obviously I also used a lot of those new palm trees. I don't exactly remember the name, but those small ones, when you sink them down into the ground, they look like baby palm trees, but also like some kind of a grass or something. And I really like doing it, like using it that way. So yeah, that's basically what I used in here. I also, you know, lined the water area with plaster pieces, just, you know, to make this look like a swimming pool or something, so that it would be easier for to maintain, to clean. I also used that to hide all the terrain that I was unable to delete. You know, around the path, it is always a struggle to delete that terrain, so I had to like hide it a bit, and those plaster pieces were very useful for that. I will add lights in there in the later stage, so we will have some nice views at night for this habitat, with the water, you know, being a little brighter. Even though the bottom of the water pool was you know, covered with the plaster pieces, I still wanted to have like some sand and rocks there, just to look like there's a bit of dirt or something like that was just like collected in there, and just not to make it so perfectly clean, tidy and so on. It would be very hard for you know, the zoo staff to keep the water area in this perfect condition. So this is why you will see some, you know, sand and rocks peeking through. I will also add some aquatic plants in there on the later stage, and I think of them as algae that has grown in here, because this is basically what happens in those water areas after a while. So yeah, I wanted to mimic that a bit, and I really like how it is looking at the end. actually at the beginning of this video you could see like something new. It is just like a teaser of the things that we'll build in the episode. I think that it is really nice for you guys to know what to expect from a certain, episode, what I will basically build, and I think that I will like continue adding those kinds of, small teasers at the beginning. I know that it's not, super original. I know that other people make this, but I think that it is very, very nice for you, for people who watch, because as I said, you can basically know what you're expecting from a certain video, and if it would be interesting for you or not. So yeah, I think that we'll be adding those in the future. What you guys think about it? Do you like this idea? Do you like to see at the beginning what I will actually create? Let me know down in the comment section, because I would love to hear your opinion about it. If you liked it, if you want to see like more of those shots at the beginning, or was two just enough. And yeah, I really would love to see your opinion. And I also really hope that other people won't say that I am copying anyone or something, but I think that it is actually really, really nice to like include something like this at the beginning of the video. Something completely off the topic now, but I don't know if you guys like follow the updates on the Jurassic World Evolution 2. The Frontier has been teasing us a lot with this new game. I am really, really hyped for it. I cannot wait. We will for sure record videos on that here on the channel, so you can expect me adding more dinosaurs in here. We are getting a lot of updates from the game. We had the developer journal last time, and we are getting a lot of species profiles of the dinosaurs that we'll see in the game. And actually, a couple days ago we were given a species profile of a flying dinosaur, and it is really, really exciting because there was a short video of the dinosaur actually flying inside of the aviary. And many people like suspect that those are not like loop animations, like they are just flying in the like similar way like the animals in Planet Zoo are diving. And also they basically confirmed that the aviaries in the Jurassic World Evolution 2 will be customizable. So this is really exciting, because if they know how to do it in Jurassic Evolution 2, I think that they will also be able to do it in Planet Zoo. So my hopes are so high that at some point we'll actually get the birds that we like expect so much, and that they'll be actually flying, and the flying mechanics won't actually be like on the loop or something, just as we have with the exhibit animals in the Planet Zoo. So yeah, I am super hopeful. I cannot wait. Maybe everyone is like completely wrong, but I think that there is something in the air, but we need to wait. Don't get me wrong, I would be like totally fine with the loop animations if we get birds, but if they won't have like loop animations but will be just flying anywhere they want, moving freely in the air, it would be so amazing. Like imagine building those aviaries for them, like walk through aviaries for gas. Yeah, I just simply cannot wait. And since we've built two habitats for birds last time, I think that it is the right time to talk about birds a bit now, because I would love to have them. I would love to have parrots, eagles, owls, pelicans, and small birds of paradise, and all of those exotic and loud birds, because every zoo basically has birds, and I think that they would add so much to the game that I really cannot wait to see if they will be added or not, and if they will, how it will work in the game. Yeah, I'm so hopeful for the future DLCs. If I were to guess, I don't think that it would be the next DLC, because I think that we'll have at least 2 more DLCs this year. The Aquatic Pack, which was basically a big thing, was released by the end of last year, so I think that maybe by the end of this year we'll have some bigger updates. So yeah, I cannot wait to see if it's gonna be birds or not, but I am so super hopeful that we'll see more feathers in the game. Okay, while I was talking, I basically did a lot of work on the second part of the habitat. I created the cave where the penguins would sleep. They actually use it, so yeah, in case you wonder, they for sure can use those small passages from the Aquatic Pack. They are super fine with them. So yeah, we created this cave and all the rock structures. I will also add plants, and also here I will add some toy enrichments for them to have a reason to go there. They go there all the time, and they are using those enrichment items, so that was basically the purpose. They also have this cave, so they have another purpose to go there. Obviously the keeper won't be able to go there because we cannot have 2 gates to one habitat. I added like a fake door, so for the sake of realism, so that we have opportunity or a chance for the keepers to go inside there to maintain this part. The only thing that I am afraid of is that the young juvenile penguins, the small ones, they don't dive because they don't have those special feathers just in real life. They spend all the time on the land, and I am a bit afraid that what will happen if they actually give birth to them on the other side of the habitat, and they won't be able to swim under this path to the other side where all the food is. I hope that they won't be hungry all the time and unhappy or die from starvation. Let's hope not. I had have that turned off in the sandbox options, but still I want them to be able to eat. And I hope that the penguins will be wise enough to give birth on the other side of the habitat, but of course this is a game, so they will do it randomly, but I can always move them to the other part, it won't be a problem. While I am putting some finishing touches to this other part of the habitat, let me give you guys some fun facts about the African penguins. So the African penguin has black stripe and black spots on the chest, the pattern of which is unique to each penguin, like human fingerprint. The pink patch above the eye is called a sweat gland, and it helps with the thermal regulation. To cope with changing temperatures, the blood is sent to the glands to be cooled by the air. The African penguin is found on the southwestern coast of Africa, living in colonies on 24 islands between Namibia and Angola Bay. It is the only penguin species that breeds in Africa, and its presence gave name to the Penguin Islands. The very sad thing is that the penguins are actually endangered. There were around 4 million of them at the beginning of 19th century, and now as the scientists count, there is around 20,000 pairs of those birds. So just imagine how the population has decreased, how many of those birds we lost, and the cause of that is basically that they have to compete with us for the food. They are mainly eating sardines and anchovies, and those fishes are very popular for commercial fishing, so that the penguins don't have anything to eat. They have to catch the prey that is less nutritious, and because of the lack of the food, the population is decreasing. I know that there are some movements to save them, and I hope that they will be able to do so. But the future isn't really bright for those penguins, so let's hope that we'll be able to save them. African penguins are commonly seen species in the zoos across the world because they do not require particularly low temperatures. They are often kept in outside enclosures. They adapt fairly well to this captive environment and are rather easy to breed compared to other species of the penguins. African penguins mate for life. During breeding season, the penguin mates return to the same site each year to nest with the clutch of 2 eggs. Both the male and the female penguins share incubation duties to keep the eggs warm and safe from predators. And obviously, African penguins are outstanding swimmers. They can carry out dives that reach the average depth of 25 meters and last for about 70 seconds, although a maximum depth of 130 meters and duration of 275 seconds has been recorded. So this is really impressive. Okay, so after finishing the habitat, the second part, I focused a bit more on the underwater area. So I added a lot of details in there. I also added rocks that are at the same time like supporters for the path that is basically suspended in the air. So I needed to have some pillars, and I thought that it would be cool if I like hide them in the rocks. So I created like this underwater gate or something, rock formation that they can swim like through. So yeah, that was made underwater. I also added like a filter and a drain for this, just for the sake of realism, as we did in older, bigger bodies of water in here. And after that, I will add some branches for the guests. I will also create some planters and info signs for this habitat. Yeah, I wanted to make it all pretty and, to make the penguin house basically look good. In the next episodes of Elm Hill City Zoo, we will build, I think, something behind the penguin house. So we'll be expanding the zoo in that way. So definitely don't miss the future episodes because I have some really nice things planned. And I think you guys will enjoy the things that we will add in the future. I will also add the roof for this part of the building. I wanted to make it very similar to the roof that we've already created to make it more, interesting. But also I wanted to have some natural lights in the penguin habitat. Unfortunately, I preferred the habitats much more without the roof because there was a lot more lights with the roof. It's a bit dark, but yeah, we need to have this roof. Basically, I couldn't like leave it without it, but there is still some light, so it still looks good, maybe not as well as it did. I also found out that the wooden branches, the one that I will be using here, are the only ones that you can use at the middle of the 4-meter path. All the other branches, they just snap to the borders of the path, and you cannot put them in the middle. I don't know why only this one you are able to put in the middle, so I had to use it, but I covered it with some plaster pieces just to make sure that it is fitting and suiting to our penguin house. Okay guys, this is all that I have for you today. Please enjoy the rest of this speed build and stay till the end because there will be some cinematic shots of our penguin habitat. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can click that subscribe button if you want to see me build more of those realistic zoo habitats. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up down below. Ring the bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video, and comment down below if you enjoyed this video or if you have any recommendations for my future videos. Thank you guys for watching, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!